you. Hello everyone. Welcome. Isn't it a lovely day? It was supposed to be a storm and I had all these jokes ready for how we brought the weather with us and they're not going to work now. So my name's Rebecca Kenny. I run an indie press in the UK called Bentley Publishing. This is our first time performing anywhere outside of England. So we are made up to be here. We publish marginalised voices, we are queer AF, and we are going to read you some poems today. I'm going to be the sacrificial first poet. My collection, Crash and Learn, is the first one we released. Bentley started in 2021 when I was in a car accident. I broke my neck, I broke my back. We're called Bentley because on being released from the hospital, they found my front door key in my trouser pocket. That was bent in half, but I was still alive. So Bentley is my love letter to the poetry community of the UK. So the first piece I'm going to read is called Elephant Juice. And it's about coming close to death and learning to appreciate even the shitty bits of life. I want to feel everything. Every single little moment, every fragment and every shard of existence. I want my lungs to burn with the strain of containing all of this experience. Fill me with sorrow until I feel like I am drowning. Wrench my heart from my chest with sharpened claws before replanting with your softened palm. Pull me apart limb by limb and then stitch me back together, but just make sure that you use threads of leather because I want to feel everything. Coat me in diamonds and put me on display, or tuck me in your coat pocket and hide me away. Bring me dismay on a silver platter. Destroy all the confidence I had that I might matter. In fact, go one better and try to deny me that fuel that I need, that I use, and which inspires me. And watch how I burn anyway. Brighter than fireworks, because what is for me will never go by me. And yes, sometimes life bloody hurts, but I want to feel everything. I want to feel the searing pain of loss and then feel that juxtaposed, and I want to feel the joy of sunshine pressing on my back, the intense fear that comes with loving you or with losing you, the crack of bones, the smash of glass, the taste of wine, the smell of grass. I want to feel I had a chance and did it all, both clean and crass. I want to feel everything. So give me everything that you have got. Send me life's gut punches. Serve me tea scalding hot. Don't tell me to stop, or maybe try to tell me to stop. Let me feel the fear of losing and the thrill of being top, and the thrill of being topped as well, I suppose. Take me for dinner. Treat me to roses. Pose with me in toilet mirrors. Reject all my proposals. Be at my beck and call and have me there at your disposal, because I want to feel everything. I want to drink that coffee that's been shit out by weasels, and I want to smoke joints in bars in Bali and confront my inner evil on a warm September night. And I quite like to go medieval in the bedroom and then go off to a reenactment and chuck back some me beneath a blood moon. I want to drink you in. I want to taste your sweat. I want to feel the types of feelings I'll never forget. So duet with me on drunken nights and kiss me on the neck, because I want to feel everything. I want to breathe this whole world in. I want to fly and I want to fall and I want to coat myself in sin, and I want to pull you into me until we melt together in the most delicious fuck up that the world could ever revel in. I want to sing, I want to dance, I want to let both God and the devil in, and I want to cry myself to sleep and feel this earth's benevolence. I want to feel everything. Like just that, nothing more. I'd like a wild buffet of feelings parked outside my brain's back door. I'd like to sample every colour that this rainbow has to offer. I want to feel my aura change. I want to know I made a dent in this timeline's page. I want to feel everything, so please, take my soul. I trust you to destroy it and to then replace it whole, break me down to atoms and then turn me into coal, and take me from my prime and rip me a new arsehole and crush me till I become diamond. Take me down to hell and I'll claw back, because I always find me. And at the end of all of this, there is just one thing to say. Maybe it's a pronouncement, an announcement, but whatever, I'll declare it here today in New York City. I want to feel everything, absolutely everything, and I am ready to feel everything. So come on, give it all. Cheers. Oh, that was so surreal. So I'm gonna hand the stage over to our amazing poets. We've got a lot of rostered poets who are all incredibly talented in many different ways. But first, we've got the incredible Kendall. Her collection, Nothing Is Yours, was released earlier this year. It's all about the transitional phases of womanhood, from childhood through to young adulthood, through to motherhood. And she's going to read you a couple of poems from her collection today. So Kendall, everybody.
Hello. It's really amazing to be here. It kind of feels a bit dreamlike, so I'm sorry if I seem a bit spacey. Thank you. I'm just going to read you a couple of really short, simple poems from my collection, Nothing Is Yours. The first one is a poem that I wrote for my daughter, and it's kind of about trying to find the poetry in the everyday, just like ordinary experiences. And it's called Shampoo 2004. An unexceptional package, pastel yellow, the sunshine head and squeezable body living unobtrusively by my bath. And yet, it is a moment of daily magic, my favourite smell, a rich syrup hint of honey mingled with that uniqueness that is only her. Our ritual each night at 7, I massage the lather tenderly, then rinse slowly with small, careful trickles, wrap her in a fluffy towel, cradle her close, comb her wet hair with soft bristles, breathing in the scent, wipe droplets from her newly minted skin, trail soft fingers over her feet, her navel, her neck, listening to the music of her laugh. Then replace the bottle, safely stored for next time, hug her to the curves of my torso, 2 undulating pieces of a jigsaw. Thank you. And then this next one. And then this next one, is that better sound-wise? I can't tell what I sound like, thank you. This next one I wrote for my mum. She was really ill during lockdown, and as the whole world started to open back up again, she didn't get to go back out, and just kind of something that I wrote for her about the injustice of that, really. It's called Wintering 2021, and it's for my mum. She is wintering, closed tight like a bud, she cannot risk unfurling in the sun's warm embrace. Not for her the frivolous wastes of showy blossoms. Roots are what she needs, long, strong, deep, holding her firmly in place. Existence is fragile and fleeting. To bloom is to begin to die. Thank you so much for having me.
Kendall, how are you feeling now? A bit better? Now it's done? Okay, so I'm going to welcome up next John Clifford. John Clifford's collection, Tell Us What We Are, was released earlier this year. He is a little bit London, a little bit Manchester, a little bit Ireland, 100% brilliant. Writes poems that will give your heart a great big squeeze. Please welcome John Clifford, everybody.
There we go. Hello. I might take this off. Does that... Hello. How are we doing? Thank you so much for being here and for listening to all of us Brits who have come across to perform and not the opera that's going on over there. But I'm so glad that we get to be here. I'm so glad that we get to perform to all of you. The first piece I'm going to do for you guys is a piece I wrote at the beginning of the year. It is a piece about aspirations. I wrote it as a bit of a kind of like New Year's resolution thing, and amongst all my resolutions was being able to go to incredible places and do things like this. So I'm living out one of them right now. Thank you for being part of it. I'm so excited. This piece is called Aspirations. Because this year, I am aspiring to treasure my time. Because how many here can say that you give yourselves the quality of pauses that you deserve in your days? We live in an economy of attention. Every second holds a pneumatic drill. Notifications, staccato, drumming under our thumbs. It is boring into our ears and our eyes. These earwormy jingles and images brightly designed for the sale. Boatloads of Moby Dick-driven advertisers trawling the seas for us, their white whales, and I'm not in favor of industrial fishing. It gets overwhelming, man. Does anyone else ever feel like a snow globe that is too often shaken, never left a second to settle? Yes, these pauses, they are underrated. If you take too few, you run the risk the ones you love will not see you. Just a body vacant in front of them, always disassociating. If you shake a snow globe too much, it can crack. And nobody wants those flakes to spill when we are yearning for a spring these days. I am still thinking about my dad, because he left us in the summer, but in my mind's eye, he is still mixing flour and yeast, throwing clouds down on the counter and conjuring loaves from our ovens that you could take a knife to and cut actual slices of heaven from. And you can keep all your New Islington Viennoiserie sourdough starter. I have never eaten anything that I crave more than the taste of that memory, because Dad understood. Good things can come with time, and if I get those pauses right, I can feast on them. So I am aspiring to be here, to be present for people. Because honestly, I barely ever meet a person where I do not sense some disconnect. Or I find that link is forging, I often break it by feeling. Overly, brightly, delightful, going hammer and tongs on that excitement. I can be intense. I can be childish. I'm sorry if so far I have not been. With you, I will try to be better. To be more than fair weather. Because my resolution to this is that all that we have is each other. All my fellow broken snow globes. Let's bring them blizzards in mid-June, because I wish that I could tell you someone will come to fix us soon, but until we take those pauses for the hairline cracks to heal, my friends, we will be feeling empty and blue long before our winters come. We need the time. And I want to sit with you all in sunshine, photosynthesize and grow. Need those low moments from the silence and bake happiness in the sun, and I want to have Dad spread again so bad. But in his absence, I will make my own out of moments and words, because I know how to work those the way he rose dough on the counter. If I get it right, when I say them, it might even taste the same. And I don't know if that's delusion. I don't know if it's realistic expectation or quite what I'll do next or how I'll get there. But I guess that's why you call them aspirations. Thank you very much. Thank you. This is, I think it's fair to say, this is the hottest space I've ever performed poetry in. I am so at the limit of my temperature right now. Normally when you're performing in the UK, it's a bunch of people turning up and drinking warm beer in very cold pubs, and this is like the antithesis of that. So I'm making my way through. One sec. The next piece I'm going to do, if I can find it in my book. I should mention my book as well. My book is called Tell Us What We Are. It was released May of this year. I'm very happy that it exists. I have brought so many copies. If anyone would like one, come and talk to me. It'll be like $10. But I'm going to finish with a quick one now. This piece follows on the theme of loss and recovery, and I will leave you with it. Because if I could return to those gloomy, dripping evenings to see him once more, clouded through thought and cigarette smoke, laughing in his explosive fashion, I would want to rush forward and bottle the air, to be laboriously stored and then sipped and savoured on future occasions like fine wine. Oh, to be drunk on him again. Thank you very, very much for having me.
I'll take this off for a minute because the next person is very short. I've not thought this through. I always say we publish poetry for people that say that they don't like poetry, and every single one of the people that I publish makes me feel things. so I'll just be the one sobbing in the corner. But our next writer is part of our Queer Poets Collective we released last year as part of Pride Month. Her poetry collection, Beams of Light, is an incredible, reflective piece, extended piece on the understanding of self and self-worth and self-love, and she is incredible. She's only been reading publicly for a short while, but she is unreal, so please welcome Scarlett Ellson. Woo!
Hi. Okay, so I'm going to read one from my book, Beams of Light, and one from my Instagram, which you can follow me at Darling It's Scar. I'm just going to jump straight in because I'm too awkward. So this one's called Hurt is a Familiar Place. My heart is an antique clock. It rings out my pain every hour on the hour, waking me from my sizzling slumber. It hears me peel myself from the sticky sheets. The sunrise laughing manically at my sodden cheeks. The sky is like a colourful pill I dispense for my darling broken heart. Golden hour brings you up, blue hour brings you right back down. And by the night time, my knuckles drag along the corridor, leaving smears of him and me and you and them and her and us. There are some pieces of me that just never get returned. So I'm standing in the window, just waiting to catch fire. If I could just get to blue, maybe I'll begin to melt away. Instead, I'm tiptoeing across every crack in these splintered floorboards, trying to find the moon between where the windowsill meets the wall. I swear it, friends, I've been here before, and I can't stop thinking about it. Thank you. Just finding it. Yeah, here we are. This doesn't have a title, because why? What if you lay me down and ask me to tell you where it hurts? And what if my answer is anything other than everywhere? Everywhere you kissed, brushed fingertips on my bare skin, every place I let the sickness in. What if you put your mouth on mine and gave my soul back with each stroke of time? Your tongue, a clock counting down to rebirth with each toll. What if we never existed? Hips gripped, heart twisted. What if you had gentle hands and not angry fists? Would it even matter? Would we have missed this? Go back to ignoring each other's existence. Never be reminiscent. Disappear and make gold from broken shards of every piece of our nothingness. What if I stopped being a victim? Pulled up my socks and hit with him. Got out of my head and out of my bed and just lived it. Would anything ever be different? I'm not so sure, will it? So lay me down and ask me to tell you where it hurts now. So I can tell you nowhere. Because once I had you. Thank you.
Scarlett Ellson, everybody. Okay, our next writer is our US contingent, but you would not know it to hear him speak because he sounds like the most stereotypical Englishman ever. But please welcome to the stage, for one poem and one poem only, Mr. Dorian North. Woo!
No, tell me not. All right.
And for all future readers, I want you spitting into the microphone. I want you to startle yourself. If you're surprising yourself, you're loud enough.
Yes, ma'am. Anything you say. All right. How we doing? My name's Dorian, but you can call me Dorian. This is my one piece and one piece only. It's about the joys of gentrification. The world that we grow up in, it never felt this way. The cities we found love in will turn to dust someday. The streets will cry our names at night, echoes to the moon. The walls reverberate the words, all this is over soon. Just sitting in your office as the clock hands pass time by. The paperwork, it never stops. Emails await reply. I'm sure the salary helps some. 6 figures sounds all right. Before home calls and dinner's on, I doubt you thank your wife. Stuck there in that cubicle, biting down to cuticles, counting down the days until the makers exercise their will. Man, go take your working lunch. After an extended brunch, reality sure packs a punch. Check to see your shoulders hunch. See, as you saunter Through the square, the transients, they gather there. Look straight through them as they stare, too well dressed to show you care. See, I can't go pound for pound with your penny loafer steps or match your drip with that bare ankle flex. Okay, well, I mean, I do get it, yes. Some of us express who we are by our threads, and others they like to dress to impress. Yet when your moral vicissitudes are altered by the clothes you choose and judgments made because of shoes, man, I wore knits instead of Nike's. Truth. Keep those suit pants turned up. Keep thinking your gold timepiece is enough. Keep your expensive razor fade buzz. Keep skipping leg day at the gym. Some upside down triangle buff. Man, that might be your life, but it sure as hell ain't loved. See, the world that we grew up in, it never felt this way. The cities we found love in will turn to dust someday. The streets will cry our names at night. Echoes to the moon, the walls reverberate the words, all this is over soon. The buildings famed at paintwork, it nods to days gone past. Wind whistles replace footsteps, silence now at last. Factories that once held workers' hums are filled with broken glass, as prophets sagely nod and say that all this too shall pass. All I see is abandoned developments, displaced residents, misplaced rage at the current sitting president. This day and age seems perfect for dissidents, regardless of parties that make the decisions. And how far down's accountability go? Is it the ones in the middle that dodge all the blows, blame the highest of the highs and the lowest of the lows, whilst the chasm in the middle does nothing but grow? The bypass tears past the parts that stay cracked. Communities rip through to keep the rich on the fast track. Hey mister, can we have our homes back? Urban renewal has turned to decay. The artery of cars carries blood away from the once strong beating heart, now a mirage of a place or a memory. We all get paved over eventually. Keep your golden handshakes, keep your bonus when ground breaks, keep destroying memories of street corner milkshakes, keep building it up till it's shiny and new, keep showing investors the rose-tinted truth. See, creating a place that loses its identity. The windows may rise, but they've leveled the community. Thank you.
Oh my goodness. I feel like that's relatable whatever side of the Atlantic Ocean you're on. So our next poet is another one of our Queer Poets Collective. Their collection, Lost Decades, is all about connection and love and interactions with strangers. It's a beautiful collection. And they are very kindly wearing the shoes that are decorating the front cover, and I know they've got loads of copies, so do come and talk to them afterwards. Please welcome Stevie Turner! Woo!
Hi there! Amazing to be here. I love writing about nightlife and meeting people at the back doors and cigarette smoking areas, and it's all the things we missed in lockdown, and this is called Silence. Claim back the city. It's spontaneous night. Dress up, strip off. I want to meet you falling out of clubs, have random conversations, unplanned next moves. I want to dance on bars, half-wasted in black and pink lace, wait to find you staring at my drunken embers. I want to make you coffee, wield rebellion like Thor's hammer, be angry youth is disenfranchised by an aging population. I want you to be fucking furious when protest is criminalized, to smash power and statues down, an army of you rising in numbers. I want marches and noise as silence is not noticed, to dance the first and last chords of every misfit and lost soul, murder microphones like the 80s never left, dance till dawn with you, eat takeaways in Sackville Park at 3 a.m. as we reminisce. I want my Cindy Ecstasy to remember St. Judy, remember Steve Strange and the way that you move me. I want my eyeliner tattooed on so they can't fuck it up when I'm gone, and they won't find a box to put me in, and we'll have been the best we've ever been, and we'll still be dancing in the aisles of the cremes to cheesy 90s songs, to Jacques Brel, Ace Chanson. We are going to claim our city back, the black air of life it breathes, edged to death disgracefully and kiss rebellion as we lead. Thank you. My book is called Lost Decades. I'm Stevie.poet on Instagram if you do that. I'm also known as the Absinthe Poet, and this is a poem called The Absinthe Poet. It kicks in quick like cocaine in rush hour, on a tube to Charing Cross, half dressed, half lost, shedding inhibitions we didn't know we had, looking for adventure in a lockdown pad, in a city like Prague, in the Clown and Bard, lying in the attic, looking for the stars. It kicks in quick like adventure in youth, like a story you read which tells you the truth. Streets are old and the snow on the ground, love to be lost and lust to be found, with scenes looking hot. It's the lure of the dance floor on those drinks they pour, because they want you more and more and more. Some with the delusion and a B-55 from cash depleted, traveller archives, random pickups, sex in strange places, invisible people entered indeterminate persuasions, and I'm trying to seduce you. And it's not working. Ideas stacked in my head are burning like cheap absinthe. Paranoia's glowing on lips like ink on a student night on Wednesday in December. When drinks were 4 for the price of 1 and all our inhibitions gone, she dared you to kiss me. And instead of fucking you, I wrote you a song. Thank you very much. Thank you, Benki Collecting.
Thank you so much, Stevie. We got one more poet for you today, and it's a very special day because it is her birthday. Woo! Her collection, Perfect Mess, came out in February, and she is multidisciplinary, multi-talented, runs her own theatre company in the UK called Blue Balloon Theatre. Please welcome the incredible and inimitable Rebecca Phythian. Woo!
Hiya, loves. How are you doing? How beautiful has today been? And it's been the most welcoming event I think I've ever been to ever. So thank you to the people that have made it happen. My book, which I'll show you now, is covered with donuts. I've got donut earrings on, and there is a reason for that. I'd like to dedicate this next poem to all the lovers that have struggled to communicate their feelings but somehow made it through to the other side. So this is donuts. Kindness is what oozes from your pores like sweet, sweet jam from a donut. And the first taste of sugar on my lips was so full of wonder that before I knew it, I'd eaten a 5-pack and fallen for you deeply. You were confident and self-assured, yet sensitive. I too, the beautiful soul like yours any day. Spectrums of colour would bubble under your surface, and I was the only one who could see you for who you truly were. Magnificent in your entirety. Endgame, you, the two of us. I got to call you and tell you I loved you. I got to kiss you and nuzzle into your neck. I got to walk and talk with you hand in hand as we effortlessly faced life together. Whether the sun shone or not, there's not a lot of people who can say that in the way that I could. I can, can't I? Forgive me, sweet kindness, I'm struggling to remember, to recollect my thoughts and memories. Everything is laboured, harder than before. The soft touch of your lips against mine, or the safety I'd feel as our limbs intertwined, it feels like a different time. Drinking wine whilst fine dining, eyelids batting, butterflies' wings flutter in tummies full of Piccolino's pizza. But now I'm stranded on an island of not knowing where to go. I lie here wondering why, searching for answers like long forgotten footprints in the sand. You were everything I needed, encompassed into one human being, glowing beautifully like the sun on a winter's day, and I loved you in the way I always had, and even more time. I'm waiting by the sea, wondering if you'll follow me. Where do I begin? How do I let you in? Lost in my mind. Will you throw me a lifeline? Find me again. Thank you. Woo! So, this last poem I'll leave you with is essentially about coming out of a really, really dark and difficult period with your mental health. Give me a cheer if you struggle with your mental health. Yes, amazing. Well, this is for you. Thank you so much. This is the Songbird. Green finch gentle in its bird, nightingale, blackbird, how is it you sing? The songbird has been sitting in sorrowful slumber for a while now. It doesn't know how this came to be. It isn't free to fly or tear through the open air with beautiful abandon. Instead, it sits and ponders, a little longer than it's meant to, taught to, told to. But here, between hanging lights and lanterns and beneath the highest ceilings of all, this songbird spreads its dusty wings and sings, softly to begin with, building to the greatest crescendo it can muster. Maybe it was the change of scene. Maybe it was knowing it would be heard, really heard. Or maybe it was an instinct, a distinct and familiar action to match the rousing of a feeling, a memory. I am home. This is what I know. And though I to and fro fret and despair, there is wonder in memory, the living, breathing muscle of it all. Thank you very much, New York. See ya.
Thank you everybody for taking the time to watch us. I'm very aware that we are overrunning, so if you'd like to know more, please come and see us. We're just sat over there. We're dead friendly and we'd love to chat. Thank you very much. You've been amazing. Thank you.
Give it up again for Venki Publishing, all the way from the UK.